shooted him, shot, and kept shooting him. My son-in-law told me again this morning, he told me again, he said, Moms, he said, Mickey saved my life. I said, what do you mean, Joe? He said, Mickey saved my life. He said, because they had shot him so many times and he was pleading, saying, he said, I didn't say anything. He said, he was saying, please don't shoot us. You don't want to do this. Please don't shoot us. Please don't shoot us. You don't want to do this. He said, and then they just kept shooting him. He said, but, he said, the bullet hit him. He said, but, he said, Mickey saved his life by, he said, he took his last breath inside the car. He said, and he turned his body over to shield him because they were still shooting to save his life. He said, he saved my life.
So your son-in-law, it was in the passenger seat of the car. Yes,
he told me this morning, he said, Moms, he said, Mickey saved my life.
So your son-in-law was in the front seat, passenger seat. Your son was driving.
He was on the driver's side. So he wasn't driving.
Your son,
he was parked at his house. Let's get facts straight. He was parked at his house. He never got out of his car alive. He never got out of his car alive. Let's keep the facts straight, because they're trying to say he was doing a gun. He never got out of the car alive. My son-in-law said he took his last breath and he slumped over in his lap and saved him. Said he saved his life. He never got out of the car alive. They pulled him out of the car pretending to do CPR on him with some compressions, which my daughter witnessed this. I just want to keep the facts straight. My son never got out of his car, so he did not ran whatever you call it around with no gun. Okay? Yes. So I want to make sure the facts are straight. He never got out of his car alive. They executed style my son. This was an execution. These were murders. My son Kane was going home. He just called them to open the door up. This ain't just no full force. These people murdered my son. Do y'all hear me? They murdered him. And now they're trying to smear his name all around. But God knows best. Because he saved another life. So I know he's in heaven right now. But he can't speak for himself. But you know who's going to speak for him? I'm going to speak for him. I'm going to speak for him. Every member of the family is going to speak for him. These police officers are murderers. They have killed my son. You can't replace my son. And then they go to try to scandalize his name. Let's talk about what happened in the beginning. That's what we talk about. Let's talk about what happened in the beginning. Because they had the line praying around to find somebody. So they were victim of circumstances. They didn't know him, because if they had knew him and they had properly went to his car and asked him for his license, he would have said, yes, sir, I'll show you my license. He always had good manners. This is an execution. An innocent body, an innocent person. They killed him. What is the world? It didn't have to be him. What if he had had his 3-year-old daughter in the car? They didn't even see him. All they seen is 2 heads in the car. What if it had my granddaughter in there? What if it had my new born grandbaby in there? Or my kids in there? They would have still killed them the same way. This ain't no 4-4 thing. These victims didn't even get a chance to even say who they were. They never told me, that the police never came, said nothing to me about what happened to my son or nothing. So, we're not shoving this up under the rug. This is execution. This is murder. Okay, is it now? Okay.
What's going on down here?
I just want everybody to know that this will not go unnoticed. Somebody is gonna pay for this. Somebody gonna pay.